John Rhodes was one of many professionals that made downtown Little Falls into a hub of activity. Born in New York State in 1846, he moved to St. Cloud, where he operated a drugstore. 3 years later, he joined John Wetzel, who he probably met in St. Cloud, and opened up a similar store in Little Falls. It quickly turned to disaster, though, when the store burned to the ground a few years later, but the partners rebuilt it once. After this partnership dissolved in 1883, Rhodes's career took a turn, and he began to study the law. Admitted to the bar 6 years later, he served 2 terms as county attorney. He also handled legal affairs for the Northern Pacific Railroad, a sure path to financial success, and became a major investor in real estate. In 1899, one reporter said that he and his partner, I.E. Staples, probably owned more real estate in Morrison County than any other firm. That included 4 buildings on this block. After Rhodes turned to the law, his partner, John Wetzel, bought him out and continued the business here for another decade. Then Charles Hall Brown opened a drugstore on the corner. Brown started his career as a druggist in Detroit when he was 9 years old, supporting his mother and 3 sisters following the death of his father. As a young man, he became a traveling salesman for a pharmaceutical company, but tired of the road and settled here in Little Falls. Early advertisements suggest that 5 languages were spoken at the C.H. Brown Corner store: Swedish, English, German, Polish, and French. Felix Muschel, who had a drugstore down the street in the Y Block, purchased this building in 1942 and enlarged it by adding a full basement 5 years later. Muschel added several other improvements, including a fondly remembered 20-foot-long soda fountain that could serve 30 people. Felix worked here until his death in 1971, and his son Robert continued the family tradition for another 30 years.